everybody, and welcome to Tails Does Tales, where we here at Tales of Initiative play through Tales from the Yawning Portal with an eldritch twist. I am your GM. Why is the music not going? Oh, that song just has like 12 seconds of awkwardly spaced silence at the end of it, and I clicked right at the wrong time. There's music. There we go. I am your GM. I am your GM, Matt, and I'm so pleased to be telling this story with our delightfully daring and frighteningly fantastic cast of players, Danny, Haley, and Mark. Bonsoir. Bun is sadly away today, but I've gotten some info from them so that I will be able to fill in the gaps for whatever Narkissa has preferences for, and I'll be doing my best to keep all of the wives involved in today's action.
Wives.
If that ends up being the party name,
It is already.
That's fair.
The Polycule. That's it. We're the Pebblecule.
Pebblecule?
The Pebblecule, yeah.
I didn't know if it was the Pebblecule or wives.
It's the Pebblecule.
The Pebblecule, yeah.
It's correct.
The Pebblecule made of my wives.
Who's in that Pebblecule? My wives. Oh, okay.
My wives.
Ah, all right.
Got it.
That answers all of our questions.
If you need further clarification.
Oh, incredible.
So wait, whose wife is who? No, they're all my wives.
I was having this realization during the last episode of Vingalia. I didn't have a chance to say it, but Vingalia is closing out episode 100. It's on a brief hiatus until then, in July. We are at episode 50 today, which is incredible, but I feel like both shows have reached that point that truly makes adventurers stand out in the world of wherever they live, because every facet of their lives becomes too complicated and like in-referenced to possibly explain to anyone at a passing reference. It's like, look, if you want to know, I'll answer, but you're gonna have to sit there for like 30 minutes while I bring you up to speed on the wild 2 weeks that it's been. Oh, incredible. Speaking of episode 50, my amazing players have gifted me with 2 extraordinary boons of excellence. The first being a delightful little D20 that has everyone's favorite bard on the 20, and that most cursed of memes on the 1. I am so delighted to roll and smile even when this dice betrays me, and for when all of my other dice betray me. I have a little dice jail to put them in, so I can think about what they did, those little jerks.
You deserve a real jail to put them in.
I deserve a real jail, yes.
And start getting shadow boxes for all the ones that have just ultimately betrayed you. You can start hanging them up on the wall.
No, if they ultimately betray me, I'm melting them down or shatter. I'm proper destroying them.
You have to put their like melted pieces or stuff in the shadow box, so that way they can see what happens.
Just show the other ones. This is what awaits you if you betray me too many times. Also, a big thank you to all of our patrons over on Patreon who voted on what they wanted to see between these 2 dungeons in the adventure. And not only did y'all want to see some shopping, which we'll be jamming out today, but we'll also be having some cool homebrew fun that is away from the usual dungeon crawling shenanigans coming up for the wives, the Pebblecule, and we'll be seeing some action from the Grimma's Fist crew before we get to the next dungeon as well. Ooh, more on all of that to come. But if you
our other gay party,
I was just gonna say, there's less gay panic in this one. There's no panic in this one.
There's no panic so
panic.
far.
There's a whole lot of panic in
there.
Lots of panic
There's
in the other
just gay, whereas the other one is gay panic. Yeah.
So if you are also a control freak or just want to support us and like what we do, head on over to Patreon where you can help sway and inform what happens next in not just this show, but all of our shows. We've got several polls up there for stuff that's coming down the pipe. Some extra announcements for all of you. First, some standard stuff, some spawners. We got sponsors. Their links are already in chat. If you also want to support us by those means, go and get yourself some Father's Day gifts, some Pride Month gifts. Speaking of Pride Month, segue spectacular. We are going to be having we are going to be having a charity live stream. 12 hours, not quite as crazy as our Extra Life 24 hours, but 12 hours of gay gaming over on Saturday, June 22nd. We're going to have Conlon GMing a game of Eat the Reich, which if you are not familiar with that game, holy shit, it is just like the premise is fucking incredible. You are vampires just trying to kill Nazis and suck Hitler dry. It's incredible. Laura,
freezing.
It stands. Laura is going to be GMing an Oops All Draculas game. I wish I had gotten the notice that it was going to be vampire-themed Pride. Maybe I'll switch it up at the last second. I don't know. And I'll be GMing a game of Thirsty Sword Lesbians at the last time slot. So
who says you can't throw some vampire?
that's true. You know what?
Sexy vampire.
Yeah, I did it. I've done it pretty much in every one of my Thirsty Sword Lesbians games, so I might as well. I have a brand.
It's a very good brand.
It's a solid.
Is the brand gay?
We love the Carmilla
Seems like
brand.
the brand is.
Two quick notes about what we're doing right in this moment. Thin the Veil is not active today since we're doing shopping. I want people to be able to buy stuff without tentacles leaping out of it. So no Thin the Veils. Sadly, we'll bring those back once we're into the board.
There goes that particular edge of the shopping trip.
I'm sorry. Where's the fun in that? Says Robertables.
Right, let me just cross that shop off my list.
I know
We're
it.
not going there.
That shop still exists. You can find tentacles if you really want them. I'm just saying I'm not going to spring them on you when you're buying other stuff.
I mean, Pebble just has the tentacles sometimes.
That's true.
This is very true. Homegrown.
Homegrown, not store-bought.
Store-bought is good too, though.
Store-bought's fine.
Bring
And
the finish.
Or
You don't have homegrown.
Chad,
Store-bought is fine.
Chad is unhinged, and I love them for it. I will say, just in case it comes up, because we're never going to depart too far from our usual shenanigans. This is a game of Eldritch and Gothic horror, so beware, trigger warning of themes of body horror, nightmares, unreliable narrators, all manner of gruesome, squishy noises, all that kind of stuff. If that is not your
Food
deal,
horror.
what was that?
Food horror.
Food horror. Yes.
Horror.
Frarar. Frarar. The terroir of this game is very much frarar.
No, you don't need to warn about the tentacles. That's there on your screen.
It's right there. It's
I don't have
always
my
there.
tentacle today,
Always
so I
there.
can't
You
cuddle
don't. No, Haley stole your
Oh.
tentacle.
it. You can borrow it for a while.
Which
There you go.
There we go.
Oh man.
I went the wrong way.
No,
that
you
was
were
good. That was
you
good.
didn't
You
go
nailed
down
it.
far enough.
I have to wait. I can't see shit. It's like a 30-second delay too, so it's like I gotta sit there for 20 minutes.
Then you
Figure
find out
it
you're
out.
not there, then you adjust a little bit more. It's
Yeah.
Not like me. Well, bam. We got it. We got a tentacle, buddy. Good job. If that is not your jam-a-llama, normally I'd suggest waiting until a different day. Maybe a Wednesday, maybe a Friday. But today is the first day that the chaos is on the move. Total Party Chaos is now going to be creating some sort of amazing and horrible, terrifying nexus point in the Matrix where just a few hours after us, you could watch more Tales of Initiative with Total Party Chaos. Double feature of Haley. Ba-bam.
When are you gonna sleep today?
Never.
In between. No.
Oh no.
I don't sleep. Billy keeps me in a cage full of caffeine.
You just have one of those little hamster things with
I
caffeine.
have, yeah, and I just got to the little ball.
We need to start a new hashtag. Save Haley.
Suck that up. Get some coffee.
Save Haley. Let her sleep.
That's what...
The way we phrased the scheduling change.
Subscribe to our Patreon. Save Haley.
The way we phrased the scheduling change last Wednesday is not helping any of the way you're describing this right now in my mind. I'm attempting to be mature.
So, in case you can't tell, we're all a little unhinged today. We're living off that energy, more so than usual the past few weeks.
Mm-hmm. We don't need hinges where we're going.
No, we've got cages instead.
It's because we're not going anywhere.
Back to the show. Last week you
trapped
saw
between a
us
tall and a
meeting
short
PaPa.
Yes, last week. Last week.
Like, I'm trying to get us back on track.
That was the most controlled swallow that has ever existed.
Well, you know, it takes practice.
Oh, I see Matt's brain going right now.
Stop it. What? Don't make me institute bonking into this stream.
Go to Horton jail, Matt.
Bonk.
I'm gonna put myself in here. This is what I deserve.
Just remember, you have to time your breathing right. You'll be fine.
Okay, we have gagged and lollygagged enough. It is time to set sail for adventure. I can't read chat. Y'all are out of control in there. Bonk. Previously.
Remember, we're talking about father-in-laws now. You gotta be serious.
Yes, exactly. No. We
Is it? We don't know. Is it father? We don't know.
It's Papa.
It's Papa. Papa-in-law?
It's our they-in-law.
Yeah.
Our them-in-law.
Them-in-law.
Incredible.
The law part is the more important part here.
Yeah. Whew. Masked patron-in-law. Previously on Tails Does Tails, the Pebblecule was setting out for Ashtel to meet up with their them-in-law when they were beset from the sky by weird shadow-casting peritons. Periton the platypus? They were able to fight them off without any sort of serious horribleness happening. These strange... Yeah. These strange... I put y'all to 0 all the time. I'm like, yeah, you're fine. As long as you bounce back up, you're good. These strange stag monster bird hybrids. But you were able to get some loins, some shanks, get some rations off of the big birds, and make your way to Ashtel, just as the sun faded, and the sky became illuminated with stars, and the always slightly creepy and off-putting moonlight of the massive undead moon sitting in the sky. You decided to post up at the Ruby Cushion, the more opulent and cushy of the two tavern options that you could see.
For those of us Nepo babies who expect that sort of luxury.
Uh-huh. After enjoying some baths and some excellent meals and wine, you did indeed meet up with Papa, who appeared in illusory glamour, and then eventually the glamour faded once they were back in your rooms, to sort of do an initial interview of sorts with the wives to figure out who Wynvyre has pledged herself to, gotten involved with, what is
married.
happening?
We're married. Done.
Married. Yeah.
I mean, Papa never said don't get married while you're gone. So.
True. Yeah. Really on
That
them
wasn't in the rules.
for not setting up a little bit firmer boundaries.
For sure.
But with some slightly contentious but overall positive greetings out of the way, you all settle down for a long rest with PaPa giving you a day to do some shopping in Ashtel before returning the next day to bring you all back to the Shadespire. I assume
This is an actual long rest.
this is an actual long. This is a for realsies long rest.
I just need to make sure.
Just to give you some suspense before you press that button, though. I'm assuming no watch order. You just going to bed. You're sleeping.
We've been doing watch order every single night, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
I feel like it's
No, we're
habit,
cuddling and
right?
sleeping. Nope,
Okay.
nope. Guess what? I'm hoarding you in the bed now. We're in a safe inn.
All right, easy peasy. Winnie wakes up for a 3-hour period with her eyes open, even if she looks like there's just like limbs around her, and she's just like opens her eyes, watches, and then closes them for the right period amount of time. She's just like, habit.
I was going to say whoever had the highest passive would get this, but since you specifically said you're waking up for some great period of time, I will just say that at some point during that little like eyes open, just whatever vogue state that you're in, you hear this little like
It's full watch it's full watch, just stuck there,
just stuck
watching the ceiling.
on watch but trapped within.
Yeah.
You hear a little like
Can I turn my head within this mess?
give me a perception check. Oh, I love that you don't have dark vision. It's just blind sense.
And need my dice. That would be good, huh?
Yeah, I'm looking for hopefully a source of light that came with the sound, but otherwise, yeah, no, I can't see shit. Or what was it? A perception?
Perception.
8.
8. Sight. No idea.
It's without 10 feet. It's further than 10 feet from me.
But hearing that noise, that sort of like weird distortion noise, came from. There's basically like 3 big rooms that are in this little like suite. There's like the bedroom that you're in. There is this very large, lavish bathroom, like spa kind of room, and then there is more of like a sitting area, foyer, dining kind of room. It came from that dining room.
I check limbs. How many are in bed?
All of the correct number of limbs and tail are in bed.
Okay. I flutter wings to like gently wake up because they're so soft. And I wake up my wives and I put my finger to my mouth and I just say, "There's noise out there. I can't see anything." Who? I would know who has dark vision. I
Not
wake them
one
up
of you.
first.
Not
No,
one.
no one. Okay.
Miirik doesn't wake up at all. Miirik just kind of pat.
Okay. I had.
Pebble will get up.
Okay. Pebble and Winnie on
I
an
rolled a
adventure.
nat 2 on this Constitution check that was uncalled for to see if Miirik will cover.
Cool. I
Enough.
use my blind sight to take us through this room, like a blind person walking through a motel room.
Yeah, I pick up my meteor hammer, but
Oh,
like I'm
God.
half asleep, so it's like kind of like
Dragging.
dragging.
Your
Have a
blind
shield.
sense, when you move into the room, notices like a lump on the table. And I say lump to be mysterious. It's not a threatening lump. It feels like a satchel.
I will. I don't. Do I have light? Do I? There would be.
There would certainly be candles in the room that
You can
you
light a
like
candle.
like
Find a
plenty of
candle.
bedside
I light
tables and
I
stuff.
I light a candle.
Okay. Light a candle. Moving closer, you see that it is a very well-made dark leather satchel on the table. Looks pretty heavy. There are these sort of like 4, you're tempted to call them gemstones, but they're just sort of like deep and almost like maybe they're just a rock, like semi-precious stone or something, like embedded in clasps, sort of like along the lip of the satchel. And it looks like it's fastened with like sort of teeth toggles, like little bones are used as like the toggle bit, and then little leather straps are wrapped around. Very well and sort of ornately made. And they
Bite them.
bite the what?
just a couple of the teeth.
The
bone
teeth?
things, just to see if they're real.
They're real.
Nice.
And there is a small little letter stuffed under like the satchel lip, so that it's not in the bag, but it is like secure and there.
I open the letter.
It
It's
said-
in Draconic.
It's in Draconic. What a fucking dick move. Go wake up, Miirik.
Yeah.
It says in very tight but like polished handwriting that you very easily recognize as Papa's.
Mm.
You will need to dress to impress in 4 days' time. Use the satchel as needed.
I open the satchel. I pretty much just like throw the letter behind me, and
I'll catch it and read it.
Yeah. It is
And
written in
then
common, so you can read it, yeah.
and I open the bag.
The bag has that like weird, like you're just staring into a pit kind of look to it.
Ooh, do I know what this is?
Roll me an Arcana or an investigation check.
Can I help?
Sure.
Because I don't think I would know on my own. Everything's a -2.
A 25 with investigation, or a 20 something with a Arcana.
This is both plenty high. You've
Yeah.
mentioned this. Y'all have all mentioned this several times. This is a bag of holding for sure.
Ooh, okay. Does Winnie know immediately how to use a bag of holding?
Yeah, I would
Okay,
say with
cool.
a roll
I-
that high, you understand what bags of holding do. And
Tip it upside down to see what has already
What's already
been put
in there?
inside of it. I immediately I'm like, I feel like there's like in the picture books there was like a
Mhm.
bag of holding, and then like in red pen somewhere there's just like how to like use like
Mhm.
turn it inside out always to check what was in there originally. Like
You've got one of those like it's like an annotated like DM's guide but in world. It's like all of this like information about items and magic and stuff, but like with little like scrawlings of, you know, an adventurer clearly used this book and wrote down the shit that's actually useful to know.
I would want to imagine that there's a tiny thing in the bottom that says "Beware the Bagman."
always beware the bag man.
You
That's why it has so many toggles to keep it shut. This one.
make sure that you can't get out. You invert it,
requested.
foop, and nothing comes out.
Okay. All right. Excellent. Cool.
I throw a rock in there.
Yeah, let's see how big of a rock we can put in there.
Dump my bag of rocks.
Wait a second. We're in a really fancy inn. Where are we gonna find the rock? And then you come in clutch. There you go. Beautiful.
Yeah, I have a bag of
Do you want to hold this? That way you don't have to worry about lugging a big heavy bag of rocks. You have unlimited rock.
unlimited rock potential. Yeah, that sounds great.
Cool.
You can do that.
Perfect. I hand it over to Pebble, and I'm like, I'm gonna use it. Everyone's probably gonna use it, but you can hang on to it.
This isn't like a bag made for like a normal sized person.
Well, I mean, Winnie's
Is
pretty
it, like,
small, so I
huge?
feel like
It does, it's not massive on you. It does seem
Okay.
that Papa was unsure who would be carrying the bag, and therefore it is a it's still biggish on you. Like, it's like, you're not wearing a backpack, you're wearing like a side saddle backpack, but it's not outlandish on you.
Okay. Okay, good. Oh, this is nice.
I like it. Very cool. Let's see how much stuff we can put in it.
Okay. Just everything in the rooms are just gone when Miirik wakes up.
Let's fucking clear this place out.
Next time we go to use it for something important, there's not going to be any room.
He's like, shit, let's dump out all that other stuff. The entire hotel room just goes clattering across the dungeon floor.
Miirik wakes up and we're trying to shove the couch in there. I don't know
Look
what's
how
that.
stretchy the lip is.
I will say, normally that is sort of like a firm limit of bags of holding. Is like, what can you
Of course.
actually like fucking
Yeah.
jam in there? I say normally because this one does. Elastic apparently has been invented for this one, and it does
That's
seem.
what one of the gems is. One of the gems is an elastic enchantment. The other one is a capacity enchantment.
There does seem to be, I would say, like rolling over that sort of investigation check. This is a bag of holding, but it's clearly been tampered with or augmented in some way to like.
It's modded.
It's doing some. It's got some juice. There's something else happening here.
Juicy bag.
This is like whatever's happening in Baldur's Gate 3 where everybody has like fancy shit at camp. This is how we set up our camps. It's a hotel room.
Yes.
Do you actually? All right. So
No.
I'm assuming
No.
the hotel room goes into it for the experimentation's sake. Does it come
And then it
back
comes-
out? And
Yeah. And then it comes back out, and we put.
We don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, not
mostly
everything
back
goes
where it
back
should
in the
be.
right. Yeah, that's right. It's mostly back where it should be. So when you wake up, when
Waking
everyone
up
wakes
and just
everything is
what
just
are we
slightly
doing?
off.
We got a new bag.
Just in candlelight, these two little eyes, like with that coat. When he's in the bag
We
up
have
to
a
her.
What are we doing inside the bag? How are you fitting inside the bag?
The entire hotel room in the bag.
You
And
put
then-
okay. We are just immediately start setting everything right again in that OCD way that she has, where she's like, "No, we're not doing this. This is not happening."
Go back to bed. You look tired. We're fine. There's just bags under our eyes.
You said the entire hotel room went into the bag?
Look around. You just everything's just.
It's like the fucking Grinch was here.
Takes a
Only a
moment,
crumb too small
goes
for
into
a
the
mouse.
bedroom,
And everything is covered in fungus.
drags
and
his giant heavy chest full of coins, takes Winnie out of the bag, starts shoving the coin chest into the bag.
Just
Wait, if you put it in as a whole, can you call individual stuff out?
nope.
Or
No, I'm gonna take the whole thing out again.
yeah, take that out and let's put it in there alphabetically. Coin.
Wait, my rocks.
My love,
Hold on. When
we
you
have
call
over
for a rock,
6,000
16 rocks
gold
just come
pieces
flying
currently. I updated after rereading what we got from the Dragon Horde because I realized I hadn't updated my sheet for the Dragon Horde. Because that was the one that
Mm.
was it. We have over 6,000 gold coins. We cannot do this one at a time.
Okay,
Oh,
we
shit.
won't do it one at a time. We will use handfuls, and Winnie uses all four
We
hands.
cannot
Shuffle
use
them in the bag.
handfuls. Try to like
Yeah,
read.
just- You pour it. You just pour it.
It's
Pour it,
fine. As
probably.
long as the entire chest is in there, I have an exact keeping of what is inside the chest. We can just pull it out and take what we need and put it back.
That's a lot. No. I'd rather take the time to be able to go, I want a gem,
Well,
and get
what
a
if
gem.
what if most of it is in? Maybe this is too smart for me. I don't know. But what if most of it is in the chest, but we leave like handfuls of it,
allowance?
a little, yeah, like a little bit out, like so you don't pull out a whole chest for like what gold?
Yeah, there's got to be a
Pulls
bag
out
in
the
here somewhere.
chest again and starts. Okay,
Portions
you
out
get
a little bit of day
500
money. Yeah.
Into you get 500. They're each like tied with the ribbon and the name attached
Yeah.
on a little tag, so that way they know it's Winnie's money or
Amazing.
It's just like, I'm just like, I don't want to carry any money. I will. It's all good. I'll take, like, I have, like, a little tiny bag, and I take 20 gold coins, and I put them in the little tiny bag, and I do it up. 'Cause that's enough. I'm good. I don't want it. I don't need any more of that. She doesn't need money.
So 20 out of the brew
Gold.
funds and 20 into Wynvyre's little coin purse.
Got it.
I already have 42, so I'm not gonna take any more out. But okay. Excuse me.
You got it all anyway, technically, Pebble.
Oh yeah, I carry it.
But Miirik can keep treasury.
Keep accounting.
Yeah. We'll do a stock take every week.
Division of powers. Those who
Okay,
know
so what I'm gonna
what
do
there is,
I'm
and those who have
now
what there
going
is.
to ignore coin weight.
Yes.
There
And
we
then
go.
what we can
If
do
you
is
tell Pebble it will be gone in the next 2 seconds.
we will have to stock take weekly because the collection of sticks and rocks will need to make sure that we don't go overboard in weight allowance for that. But yes, we got extra weight by the looks of it, but still.
Yep.
It's just pocket lint, just half the bag.
Pocket
Amazing.
sand is when he's just like,
Yeah.
I
So
can
good.
assist in keeping an accounting of everything.
I imagine just mush piles of like disintegrated fungus that she's been like, oh, cute, put this in the bag. Oh, cute, put this in the bag.
Pulls it out later. Ah!
Oh,
I imagine
spits it on herself.
if you do that, then you just open it, it's just a puff of spores. Just when you open it.
All fungi need to be put in a vial before it's put in the bag.
Before it's put in the
Noted.
Can we grow one in there?
I believe it lacks the oxygen and nutrient requirements.
If you want to grow it,
Oh.
give it here.
Oh, I don't have one. I was just wondering.
Oh, if you do want to grow one, I will grow it for you.
Would that be our kid?
I don't think the mushrooms on me are sentient.
Oh, okay.
If it became a myconid, perhaps.
What is that?
A sentient mushroom.
Oh.
Maybe. I don't know.
I see you taking notes in the corner.
Don't mind me at all.
I couldn't help it. You were just like, huh.
That was definitely a warehouse. Oh, you mean a lycanthropic building? No, not at all.
Oh no. We're gonna have myconid children in our future.
You are able to thoroughly experiment, divvy up, and
Yes.
Papa's gonna
Acquaint
be
yourselves.
grandpapa.
with this grandpapa. Oh, that poor NPC can only handle so much weird news. You are able to acquaint yourselves with the inner workings of the bag.
Nice.
You inform Miirik and Narkissa. Narkissa, I picture as having like sat up on the bed and just like
And just
groggily,
watching.
just watched this whole thing transpire. Just like, huh, this must be like what having dreams is like. Just, it makes just as much sense. Do y'all share the note with Miirik and Narkissa?
Oh, yeah. I mean, actually, sorry, Winnie probably doesn't give it a second thought, so the note goes to Pebble.
I had
or
to.
whatever.
Pebble had it.
Yeah, Pebble had it, yeah. I had Pebble.
I would hand it over.
What does this note say?
You will need to dress to impress in 4 days' time. Use the satchel however you will.
Well, since we're all awake, we might as well get an early day on our shopping. I know that this town is not necessarily...
We look out and it's like
Yes.
pitch black
It's
outside.
pitch,
What time
yeah.
was it? Yes.
It's
I think we need to go back to bed. I'm going back
No.
to bed.
No, it's time to go shopping now. The bakers are up and starting their day, so too shall we.
Okay, I guess. I mean, we have never
wait.
waited for darkness or light in the caverns, so you just go when you're ready to go.
You're on adventuring time. It's just a completely different time zone.
Yeah. It's just when you're ready.
It's like when you're waiting for like stores
Do
to
we not
open,
get a
and
long
they're
rest then?
and they're like the employees like looking at you as you stare at them through the window.
I will actually say it's early
open.
enough that like that long rest button is not getting pressed if y'all don't get back to bed.
I think we should go back to
This was like
Okay, let's go back to
this
bed.
was like a 2 a.m. like what was that strange noise in my hotel room? Then let's just pack up the hotel room to try this thing out.
Yeah, it's now 4 a.m. and we need to go back to bed and have a
Yes.
little sleep in. Okay, yes, I go back to sleep then.
You're able to get the remainder of your Z's and then
Dive back into the nest.
yeah, and then start your day.
It is absolutely a nest too. All of the blankets have just kind of been like bunched up for all of us and like lipped over.
I imagine all the throw pillows off of like the various chairs and couches have been aggregated into just one. Yeah,
We're laying on the
Imagine-
throw pillows, not on the mattress itself.
yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine Miirik gets in there very like nicely and meticulously, and when he's like burrowing in there, and then Pebble just like flops wherever. Narkissa probably
Narkissa
just gets in there wherever there's space.
I was picturing
gonna
Narkissa
say,
as like the
yeah.
most like I'll be here.
It's like getting
the
into
back
bed
sleeper.
when there's a cat that's like already sleeping there, so it's like I'll
Yeah.
just
Miirik 100% has like
Put my
curled
body-
along the outside and
Mhm.
wraps her
Yeah.
tail around the rest to
Yep.
complete a full circle around
The
everyone.
full Ouroboros around the group. Yeah.
It's just like everyone inside my nest.
Yes.
Go.
You complete your long rest. Ashtel is yours. What would you like to do for shopping? I know that
breakfast before shopping.
breakfast before shopping. Yes, I
We
assume
have croissants.
croissant. You get some croissant, and I know that Narkissa was interested in looking out for some tattoos of potentially magical nature. Going to a gem crafter and potentially trading the +1 longsword for a +1 light crossbow. And then obviously there are any sort of fashionizing you want to do for this apparent ask from Papa to be ready to dress nicely.
yeah. Maybe we'll make a tattoo appointment. Save that for next time when Narkissa's feeling up to it because they're sick today.
So I've actually like gone through with
Totally
Bun
answers.
like
Okay,
all of
okay.
all
All
the
the
stuff
things.
that they're
Alright.
interested in finding. So we will just soldier on. If there's any particular
So we
RP
start
moments
with
they want to revisit.
clothing in the morning, so that way it
Yes.
can be done being tailored by the evening.
Ah,
Okay.
smart.
When is the thing?
4
we've
days.
got.
4 days.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know if we're going to be traveling from here or if we're traveling to there, and we only have the 1 day here, which was the original plan.
The only there's been no modifications as far as you know to the
Okay.
plan of 1 day of shopping in Ashtel and then you're off to the Shadespire.
So we start our morning getting poked and prodded and measured.
Yes.
Give me either persuasion checks or investigation checks. Just to get a lay of the land as to what places are here.
Investigation.
Let's try persuasion.
Let's
Hey, that's a nat 20 for 23.
Nice.
I got 13.
we did investigation. That is 26.
26. Okay. So the one that all of you
22.
hear about
Sorry.
is Amond's Wares, AMOND 'S, which is run by a golden dragonborn named Amond, who is very well known as being like bombastic and resplendent and like big shiny style in
Tiny. Let's
everything that they that he makes. However, Pebble and Miirik both hear of a second place that is in town. There are obviously other like seamstresses, smaller places. These are sort of like the two, like if you want to get bespoke stuff, these are the places to go. The other place is known as Silk Embrace, which is actually outside of the walls of Tall Wall Keep, which is run by a blind drow named Kazna. So it's entirely up to you which place you would like to go, and you don't all have to go to the same place.
I'm going to the Dragonborn, because obviously they know how to dress Dragonborns.
That's true. Yes.
Scales are a thing when you're wearing silks and stuff. You need
Mhm.
reinforcements.
Yes.
And Dragonborn have wings? Do some Dragonborn have wings? No.
Very few.
Do they? Very
Very,
few.
Very, very
maybe.
few.
But maybe.
Which is why the weird fact that I do have wings and that my wings are mixed matched is a whole conversation when there are other
Well-
Dragonborn around.
Winnie assumes they have wings. So
Because she's
You've only
the-
met one.
and so she thinks that they'll be able to dress her best as well because she's got wings.
We can
The
go here
Dragonborn.
first and then to the Drow secondary. We're going to need more than one outfit.
Okay.
Okay.
And then we
I'd
can
like to
have-
go to.
Actually, yeah, that is right. I'm
Chas-
finally like looking at what I'm wearing compared to people in the real world for like the first time like ever, and I am realizing, yeah. These tattered, rotting clothing is probably like it looks like these clothes came from buried underground.
Yeah, Pebble's clothes are not much better. Because she
No, we're
almost
getting everyone
drowned
more than one
in
outfit.
Oh. And I don't think she ever got any other clothes, so.
In terms of like the looks you get as you are moving about town, Ashtel is one of the like border towns of this area, so it's a bit used to like the rough and tumble sorts. Adventurers come through here. It's very much a like near danger kind of town. So they're accustomed to people like you, and yet still, Wynvyre draws some noticeable looks of like, oh, is she okay? Like, do we need to be concerned either for her or for ourselves as this like haunted little fairy drifts through the place?
Yeah, and like as I hear like their whispers, my head just turns like an owl, like at each of them. Like,
Ah, good day.
is it new friends?
I
Friend.
love Winnie so much.
Friend?
He's so haunted. So cursed. I
You
love her so much.
arrive at Ammon's Wares, and Ammon, the proprietor, seemingly the sole employee, is this whole place looks like a Willy Wonka's of like fabrics and sewing and things. It's just kind of all piled up and eclectic everywhere, with like big rolls of fabric kind of swooping down to create this sort of like closed-in feeling. His gold scales, there is some noticeable patchiness to them, but he seems to be covering it up with either a little bit of makeup here and there or like jeweled like bejewelings and like glitter on his face and skin and stuff. Welcome one of my own. Hello,
Hello.
how can I be of service today?
We are going to require one finer outfit and two. I would still say fine, but they don't need to be as bedazzled, so to speak.
Well, everything I make is fine.
Oh, yes.
Pebble is touching fabric everywhere.
And you'll notice that there's a lot of like good give me an intelligence check, just for giggles. Pebble.
All of us?
Pebble,
Oh,
because you
God.
specifically said you were touching stuff.
Okay. That's a 15 minus 2. 13.
13? Feels
Terrible.
nice. Feels relatively well made. I would say that you kind of notice that like the fabrics are not like the big allure here. There's lots of colors and lots of like adornments, lots of trinkets and zippers and little like bits and baubles to add to the clothing. Seems to be more of Ammon's style. The zipper fixation. Winnie just wants like 18 zippers in different spots.
It's to release the mushrooms.
Yeah. I
So
think
that
she's
be-
mostly She's also just like touching, like, oh, this feels nice. Oh, that's not a good feel.
There
This one
is
feels nice, though.
like I think that's what you're getting from some of the fabrics are like, ooh, very colorful. Not good skin feel.
They're made for scales.
Yes, and that
No
I think
skin feel.
Oh, interesting.
you are very quickly seeing that like some of Ammon's fabric purchases might have been made with his particular desires and need, and so it's like, don't need it to be soft, don't want it to be soft, need a little bit of exfoliating, a little bit of grip.
That's fair.
It's got to
That's why
polish
you guys
as it
don't need to worry
wears.
about. Yeah, like you don't have to worry about any stickies or anything. Everything just stays exactly where it's supposed to. Like you just Velcro a t-shirt
Just
to yourself.
drape
like
the fabric across and it
strap.
just stays there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, just like permanent toga. No fixtures.
Excellent. So you were asking for one sort of finer piece for each of you,
Yes.
a showstopper for each of you,
Correct.
and then two sort of accentuating looks, correct?
Yes. 2 for lesser occasion.
Very well. That will, if I can potentially do math, please regale yourselves of my stock and see if there's anything of much to your liking. Pick out any fabrics that you want. Just lay them up here in various piles.
Everything that Pebble has gone bad feel. Miirik is like, yes, such fine fabric. It's just like, perfect. And then this accentuates these scales and...
Winnie's looking for like the lightest fabric that they've got. Something silky.
You give me an investigation check.
I'm picking a new dice because that one's actually been very kind to me. So sorry, Sam, that's going away.
No.
14 plus 9. What's math? 23.
23.
Yes.
There is nothing quite as light or soft as silk in here. There are very small spools of it, but nothing that like would be the main thing of like an outfit. It seems to be more of like scarves or small little accents. Most of the cloth is fairly common wools, cottons, linens, those kinds of things.
Yeah,
Mostly.
everything's a bit big for me here. A bit heavy, thick materials. I might have to wait for the other store.
Yeah, because that one was called the silk something, right?
Yes.
I'm sorry, Mark. Miirik. I called you Mark. I'm sorry, Mark. Don't be mad at me. Love you.
No, we have different needs. This is understandable.
Okay.
If I were to wear something quite so thin, I could potentially damage it.
Very true. Your scales are sharp.
So all sorts of, talons and
Mm,
horns that we have to deal with, so...
very true.
The pointy bits
When
do
he's
make
got, like-
fashion a bit of a consideration.
When he's got like
They're
long,
so-
jagged nails, so she's just like, I get it.
They're so lovely for dangling things off of.
That is true.
I don't think Pebble knows what to do with so much color. Is like in the Underdark, like the consideration was probably like dark colors for blending in,
Mm-hmm.
and like don't want things to see me down there.
You
If
would also
you were-
probably have like bioluminescent colors.
Yeah. If you were brightly colored, you wanted to also be poisonous to match them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, there's no offense to be made. The Silk Embrace is a fantastic establishment. We're not competitors. We are peers. In a small community.
Yes.
That's good.
Kasna does very fine work. I think if you're looking for something that's a little bit more delicate, that you'll find something very good over at her shop.
I
There-
do think that Pebble is looking for something like sturdy that feels good. Maybe like the cotton, but like maybe in like a that grayish blue if he has it.
Yeah, he does have a lot of outlandish colors, but there are some more subdued ones, and he is able to like rein in a lot of the accoutrement and craziness.
He got excited because Miirik walked in looking the way she did and was like, finally.
Miirik and he were like on the same level. He was beating that energy. Like, he's able to tone that back. If you're looking for something that's a little bit more functional, that'll still bring about, accentuate, you know, a finer style of simplicity.
What's that thing that they call it? Accents?
Accents.
Maybe you can make it look glowy?
Oh, yes. I've got some shimmering cloths over here. A little bit.
Ooh.
Would you like any dangles, any gems, jewels, or anything like that? Or would you rather it just be straight to the fabric?
I look at Miirik because I don't know.
Some small few gems, potentially in... You have seen stone giants, yes? The artwork that they do upon themselves at times?
Yes. I think I...
Along those lines.
So what I'll do here, and he gets some small little like fabric lengths that he could drape over his arm that are examples of stuff. And one of them has these like dangly little like jewel bits that are super delicate and like breakable. Then he's got stuff that's the sparkles are just woven into the fabric. And then there's some that it's more of like a leather cuff that is like giving like a housing to the little rhinestones and gems that are in it. What I could do is more of something like this, where it's not gonna fly off or get stuck on something, but it'll still be there. It'll still have that sort of like natural tone, brightness coming into it.
I like that, yeah. Thank you.
Do you have something similar to that might have the ability to change out stones?
I could attempt something like that.
Something along perhaps the wrist. She tends to use a sling quite often. So having that more available where she can easily pull from.
Okay, so this would be less of a... More... Still for show or more utility?
Yes. Still for show, some utility.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think
Pebble
I can.
bounces a little bit and the chain of her meteor hammer kind of clinks.
Just go,
That's so exciting. I love that so much. That's such a good idea.
I think I could work something out. A little bit of sort of like this, and he has this like mesh fabric, but I could do it in a little bit of a tighter knit with some leather and give it just enough sort of limberness that you'd be able to tuck some rocks into there in whatever manner you might be desiring.
That would be awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. In fact,
And then if we were to get into any sort of altercation perhaps at any moment while we are wearing our fineries, it's not completely bereft of your skills.
I should ask on that topic.
Yes.
Would you like any of these outfits to be made to accommodate armor underneath them? I can only work so much magic in that realm. A breastplate at most, light leathers otherwise.
Oh, I don't wear armor, but thank you.
Okay.
I do
Narkissa
not
does.
myself. Yeah, Narkissa's like, yo.
Yes. So what he ends up sort of designing is this like asymmetrical kind of look, where with this cuff bracer thing that holds all of these different rocks and gems, and it can be beautified up or simpled down for Pebble. That same side stands high and then goes across into this very like... Pebble recognizes it very quickly that if this guy hasn't met stone giants before, he's at the very least familiar with them. It looks very much like a dream speaker from the stone giants, with that sort of like, not quite toga, it has like both shoulders covered, but it has this very strong asymmetrical diagonal to the chest before it starts wrapping around back and forth to create, it's very like monk vibes, but almost like high order, dignified kind of thing going on.
I think Pebble cheers up a little bit. She goes, "Oh, I love it. It reminds me of home."
That is excellent. That is exactly what I want to hear when I am designing something for someone.
Thank you.
And then I could make simpler versions of this just in single tonals, if that would be helpful.
Okay.
Anything specific for either of you? He gestures towards Miirik and
Winnie?
Wynvyre.
I know that you are waiting for the other store as well. Of course.
Kazna shall be your place, no worries.
Yes. Sorry, everything's just a bit.
No, that is-
like
No
when he
offense taken.
puts her gently like rubs her hands over her like. She's got so much bits that like everything would just get caught. Like
Mhm.
it doesn't feel right. She needs something else.
Yep.
If we could, perhaps a casting for the, and she kind of points to the ring, just to give it something a little bit more sturdy to hold on to.
A casting.
Yes, a bit of wiring or something, so that way it has... I know, Wynvyre, you are refreshing it every day, but allow it to
Yes.
grip onto something a little bit better.
Maybe. Yeah. We'll get Narkissa to weave in some wires next time.
Yes,
Okay.
that would be it then.
I could probably do something like that. Things like that would be more into the realm of a jeweler, which I
A
do have
metal
someone.
worker, yes.
Yeah. So, yeah.
If you have a
What's their
suggestion,
name?
we'd be willing to hear it.
I could give you a name. Yes.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And for myself, I do have a slight accommodation, and she does let the wings, like, unfurl.
I thought I spotted those. Yes.
Yes.
I'll be able to. Would you like them hidden until necessary or out and about?
I would prefer either. So, until necessary is best.
Okay. Fair
I
enough.
do tend to work as a very quiet cloak.
It will feel a little bit heavier, but I could do
Yes.
sort of a cloak that folds inward as they reveal.
Perfect. I do not mind the weight.
Any particular colors of preference or stylings?
Silvers and blues. It's sort of just the theme of
It's
myself.
on
so it's
brand.
nice.
The dangly bits, the shinies, all of that stuff, or keep it more
All
muted?
of it.
All of it. It'll be 1,000%.
Perfect.
Math.
Miirik's just like, shinies.
Mhm.
Please, I've been without. It's been 2 weeks. The only shinies I have are in this trunk.
I was wondering, can you make like a pretty sturdy belt that
Again?
holds some maybe leather, but like a nice, I don't know, purple?
Sure.
Is Winnie carries a lot on her belt?
A purple leather belt is what you're asking for?
You like
Yes.
you like purple, Winnie, or you want something else?
Yeah.
Ah,
Purple's
sized for
Purple.
Wynvyre here.
Yes.
Winnie. Yes, I could do that. And he very quickly gets us a little bit of like string and just like takes a quick measure on Winnie's waistline and then jots down a note.
And she has daggers or swords, but they're sized for
Tiny. They're little needles.
people like us.
This is a little bit more utilitarian than my usual ask, but what I could do is, I'll do it. It'll be a very fine, an adventurer, a poet warrior sort of kind of look. Something in that like utilitarian space, but it still looks good.
Wonderful. I love it. I'm very excited.
I can do that. That will be far simpler ask. The most important part is just dyeing the leather, which I have plenty of samples of in the back.
Do you perhaps have a star sapphire or something that you could use for a setting within it?
That would be not something I keep on hand necessarily.
That's fine,
unless
that's
you
fine.
have-
And she'll... Pebble,
Oh,
may I?
you have one. Okay.
Oh yeah, I just
Pulls the
open it,
trunk
you know?
out of the bag of holding, and it's just like...
No.
This one.
Ah, this would be in the belt. Just
Yes.
well, okay.
Very nice. You said you wanted it to be fine. It's fine now.
It's fine now.
Whatever you get, it's gonna have a shiny on you must have shinies on you.
Yeah, amazing. Perfect.
So, 2 outfits for Pebble here, with one finer, sorry,
Yes.
3 outfits total. 2 lesser, 1 finer.
Yes.
3 outfits total for you, Miss Miirik. 3 outfits total for Narkissa. And a belt for Miss Wynvyre. Is that everything?
Yes.
Perfect. Actually, do you happen to sell just leather cord that I could have?
I could have a little bit of extra leather. Yeah,
Okay. I'd like that. Thanks.
sure. A few extra lengths of leather is no problem. Just no particular color, just anything.
Maybe like a nice dark one.
Okay.
Dark leather, maybe.
Dark leather. I'm planning on having, the purple always comes out a little bit on the dark end anyways. So if there's any trimmings from Wynvyre's belt, I could include those as well.
Oh, yeah, that'd be perfect. Thanks.
Sure. All of that together, including some of the custom embroidery and gem settings, that would be about 100 gold for all of it.
Perfect.
Would we
Pull it
be able
back
to
out.
have these done by this evening?
We
Mm,
can do
I know
extra.
there's a little bit of a rush. We can pay for an expediency fee.
That is a rush order. With 20 gold, I could make it happen.
Oh wow, yes.
120?
120 total.
And a 20 gold tip brings us to 140.
You are most generous,
There we
thank
are.
you.
Of course. She completely switches to Draconic as soon as she starts talking money and is just like, let me just calculate real quick. We're pulling out the coin. We're counting it out.
It's like
The other chair just like,
And you
this
see,
is why we keep her around.
and you immediately see him like he's absolutely by it. As soon as especially when the tip comes in, he's just like, oh, this will happen no matter what. And you see he takes the gold, finishes off his notes, takes any final measurements, and then you see him go over and very quickly pull out this little wand from beneath the desk, and you see him with a flourish. There's this air movement in the room, but you don't really see anything, and he quickly starts rattling off orders in Auran, and you just start seeing cloth and leather and all of this stuff moving around the shop at quick speed. Check back in after sunfade, and I will be
of course.
hopefully have all of this ready for you. Good thing you came in early.
Yes,
Yes.
thank you.
Yeah, smart plan. Alright, let's get to the other shop, right?
This one was inside of the walls. You head out
You have to go.
on the way. You do stop at the jewelers that he recommends to you, so you are able to, I'd say for 5 silver, you're able to get a very simple copper sort of banding that goes through the little flower ring.
Can I just get the wire so that Narkissa can
Yeah.
weave it
Oh,
themselves?
That's
sure.
all. We're
Yes.
asking for a little bit of wiring so
Yep.
that way you guys can actually, because it's a homemade
Yeah.
ring.
That's the part that Winnie likes the most about it. 'Cause
Yeah.
it was-
Amazing.
It's more
So,
making sure that
yeah.
it doesn't get squished or anything
Yeah.
while you're
Yeah.
fighting. So
In that case,
it
that's
has
just
something to cling to.
that's just 2 silver, and then
Okay, yeah.
Narkissa also does sort of politely and bashfully ask for the turquoise she gave to Pebble back. I was wanting to put it into a ring so you could wear it.
Yeah, definitely. I'll hand it over.
So she commissions that for 15 gold. That is going to be the turquoise will be set into a really nice pewter and platinum ring that is this. It looks earthy. It's not meant to look pretty. It is meant to look sturdy and robust and solid.
Yeah, Pebble likes.
Then you are able to make your way out of the tall wall keep into the place beyond. You can see now in the brighter light that there is a very dense forest off to the northeast, and as you are sort of looking around for the Silk Embrace, there you are directed closer and closer to the forest, which enough name drops happen that you are able to pick up. It is called the Bogwood, and it is a very dark wood, almost sunken looking building on the edge of town, pretty close to the Bogwood. It looks almost dreary, but as you get close, you can see that it is purposefully constructed so. It is not in disrepair. It's not like aching and sinking. It is this like very sort of like memento mori style of like elven
This is like
wooden
Winnie's
architecture.
style.
It's very like Winnie is already feeling very at home in this place. And as you go in, you do see a bright white hair, long in several bands down her back. She is wearing dark grays and just very light lilac skin. There is a soft band of cloth across her eyes. Hello.
I'll say hello in Undercommon.
Ah, hello. She answers in Undercommon. How can I help you?
Hi, in common, because I'm like,
Now she's switching between both. Like, how can I help you?
Well, I think I guess I'm the only one that needs anything. I need an outfit, two outfits, one to replace this one for every day, and one for a nice occasion that we're going to in a few days. But we need it tonight. Yes.
By tonight.
Yes.
We can pay extra for that.
Yep. We have.
Yes.
We can pay.
She walks up and you see her pull like a little braided cord of leather. You can see there are knots every so often and that there are different sizes to the knots. It's all right if I touch.
Yeah. Yep.
She reaches out and like misses you because you're, I imagine, floating and like,
I
Oh,
will
that's
warn you
sorry.
that there are
The-
mushrooms and fungi and such things. Just so if you feel anything unexpected.
Oh, yeah. Can you, land. I land on the ground politely.
Miirik just picks you up and puts you on a table, so you're kind of
I don't want,
tight with her, like
Why is
just,
it- no,
just right
I-
here.
well, I don't want the legs or the skirt to trail along the ground, so this is me down here. You hear like two very light, like thud thud, as my feet touch the ground.
she gets down on her knees and is very politely like just taking basic measurements. Thank you for the warning of the mosses. They feel very very well cared for.
They are, very much, I think.
What are you looking for in...
Have I taken care of them ever? Winnie thinks to herself.
You take care of them in that, like, apparently you are feeding them.
Yep.
What
One
are you
outfit
looking
a little
for?
more sturdy for travel, though
Mhm.
light fabrics. And the other
Yeah.
a bit more fineries.
Yes. Something for what did Papa say we were doing?
He just said dress for the occasion. I don't believe he...
Specifically
I imagine
dressed
it's-
to impress.
Dressed to impress. So I imagine I need to look nice.
What do you think is nice?
Oh,
Please. Have a look
yeah.
around. And she sort of
we
gestures
got?
around to the shop. And
Mhm.
you can see that most of the fabrics here are very dark. Dark blues. The most brightness that you're getting is silvers. There's lots of blacks, grays.
Is there any like dark greens? Like dark
Mm-hmm.
foresty?
There'd be shades of like olive green. The colors that are happening. There are other colors available. You can see
Yeah.
like spools of cloth in the back, but it seems that she tends to work in more of a mono palette. But what she lacks in color, there is all of this textural complexity. There is lots of woven folds and structure elements, and it is like sculptures through very soft fabrics.
Cool. I really only need something simple. Looking for something that has long sleeves but are split with cuffs, so as to not irritate my arms.
So that you can leave these bits bare, but still have a sleeve.
Yes, exactly.
The same for all four?
Yes, please. And then just a cute little skirt. No. Nah. Full dress. But just short skirt.
Short skirt above the knee.
Mhm. Yes, please.
Would you like it to flare, or would you
Mhm.
like it to be okay? Flare.
A little bit of flair.
Would you like a little bit more body to it? Some rouging, some fullness to it, or just a simple, like your wings?
Let it fall. But just a little bit of, maybe some pleating. Let's do that.
So not quite stiff and out, but
No.
let it fall, let it be a little bit wide,
Yes.
and a little bit of pleating and texture.
Yep.
Do you have any color preferences? So a darker green.
Darker green, if you could. I
Mhm.
think that would be a fun color. But still, and I gesture because Miirik is the colors that they want to wear, and Pebble chose very similar like colors in like a blues in that regard. So I'm
Miirik
like,
again she knows that,
yeah,
the woman
you
can't
use
see,
the
but lets
system-
her see
Oh yes. Oh no,
the
they
wings
can't
and
see.
the
I
for Winnie,
point to
so
them.
Winnie can explain like these
Yeah.
are the color palettes.
These are the colors, and I gesture to the fabrics that match and bring her over to them so
Mhm.
that she would know in that regard as well.
Cool.
So, please, perfect.
Pebble really likes all the colors in here. That's more what she's used to.
More of the darker shades, yeah.
Yeah.
And then for the more utilitarian outfit, pants,
Mhm. No
still skirt,
skirts again, please.
Skirt
yeah.
again?
Yeah.
Same-
I don't like to feel trapped.
same style of wide or more.
Yeah, same style as wide. Kind of like this doesn't exist in your world, but it does in the world of my creator. Like a cheerleader outfit.
There are cheerleaders here. There are sports teams.
Yeah,
In
sports
bigger
teams.
cities,
Okay,
yeah.
like a cheerleader outfit then. What you would
Oh.
imagine as a cheerleader outfit.
Okay.
Hmm.
How
But
do you-
but like that does like in the skirt sort
Mhm.
of deal, if that makes sense. Yeah, and then just like a little crop top.
Okay. So no sleeves on the utilitarian.
Mm-mm.
How do you want people to feel when they see you in either one of these looks?
I don't realize people perceive me sometimes, so somewhere in that realm.
Ethereal.
I was
Hmm.
going to say, do you want to emphasize that feeling or de-emphasize it? Do you want to feel, take this word nicely, poisonous, like something
Yeah.
to be afraid of and avoided?
Yes, but I don't want bright colors though.
No, it would be.
No.
And she pulls out some like silver threading.
Maybe some grays, dark grays, I feel like, for these outfits, not the greens, by the way. If that's
But-
okay?
For the utility outfit,
Mm-hmm.
you want the same feeling from both. A stay away, sharpness.
No, I mean, sorry, I would like grey material for the utilitarian outfit.
Mhm.
If that...
Yes.
Utilitarian.
Utility.
Utility outfit / adventuring outfit, more of greys
Mhm.
color. Yeah, perfect.
Regardless of color, do you want the same feeling to be portrayed by both?
Oh, sure, yes. Yeah, that sounds great.
She takes the little thread and she winds it around her finger, and then you can see she kind of like produces a little bit of flame from a fingertip and runs it down the thread. And when she takes it off of her finger, it is hardened into like a stable structure. I can create small bits of structure like this. So for your nicer outfit, the sleeves can sort of taper down to a point, and it would actually be sharp no matter what. It would give you a little bit of a poison orchid kind of feel.
Very cool. Yeah, sounds nice.
I can make both of these for 25 gold total. Would you wanted them done today?
Yes.
That sounds good. Please.
Fortunately, you are as small as you are dangerous, so it shouldn't be that hard.
I'm not dangerous.
If you say so.
Wait, can I roll an insight check?
Yeah.
Miirik just switches, counts out another 20 coin tip to be like, this is for working fast. Take out.
22.
22? You would get a sense that maybe because she like touched some of the fungus and like maybe because like she's taken literal measurements of you and like felt some of the arrow points, the needle like short swords and stuff, she's gotten a sense that there is danger here even if you are particularly kind and very like especially the way that you answered how you want to be perceived, she is taking that as confirmation of that.
All right. Okay.
Can I actually, before we go, can I ask if you can make me a cloak?
A cloak? Just
I really like the color.
Sure. What kind of colors would you like? Just dark grays and black?
Yeah, dark gray is good.
Would you like it to be softer or firmer?
Probably a little firmer. I didn't know that things fell from way above until I got here.
Rain, yes.
Yeah, that the water, but also people.
Yes, those are. I don't know if I can make a cloak that will help you against that, but I could certainly make one that helps with the rain.
Okay, yeah, that would be great. I don't know if I like rain. The up above freaks me out still.
Well, you'll get to taste some today. Just a sample it. I could feel the rain coming in my bones.
Okay.
It'll be a light storm, don't worry. I have a very light wool, and I can line it with some silk to make it soft on your skin.
Oh, that sounds nice. Thank you.
I would also like a cloak, please.
Same as the one I described?
Yes, yeah. But in maybe just like go like a shade lighter in the grays.
Sure.
Perfect.
Anything else?
Please, mother.
Dip into the allowance once more.
Yeah.
Do you have brooches of your own, or would you like me to make some?
I like pull this like rusty like pick of a brooch off of my
Brooches,
thing.
please.
Yeah, I think fresh ones would work. Like crusty.
Any particular designs or simple?
Something like poisonous, like you said earlier. Oh, yeah. Haley will think on it.
Do you happen to have any with dragon designs? Or
Ooh.
those that might indicate the night sky?
I have some star points, as well as a dragon wing.
Yes, one of each, please.
Do you want a cloak?
I am having one made at the other shop.
Very well.
Just something a little heavier for me.
No, perfectly all right.
Yes.
I am gonna say an undercommon. You make something that reminds me of home.
In undercommon, she answers, "Where is home?"
Jotunheimer, but underground. There were a lot of drow around too.
I think I can try and find something. 5 gold total for the 2 cloaks.
Hands over 10 gold and just, no, we're asking a lot of you. Here, have some money.
You are most generous, thank you.
When you get the cloak back, Pebble, it's just full of rocks.
All my rocks, yay!
Did you want those brooches in addition to whatever brooches I select? Based on...
Yes.
Very well. and she gets to work.
Ooh.
Perfect. Miirik just subtly marking each life off with symbolism for herself. Just, this one's mine.
This one's mine. Mine.
Yes, dress the way that you like. We'll make sure you get clothes like home. Mine.
Any other particular shopping notes? Any other things you are looking for in Ashtel specifically?
Yes, I need ink.
You need ink. Yes. Specifically wizarding ink.
Wizarding ink.
Give me either persuasion or investigation.
I have no persuasion, so investigation it is.
Investigation it will be.
Nat 20 for 27.
You are
Very
able to
nice.
track down a place that is not just selling it, but is well stocked. So, however
Excellent.
much gold you would like to convert into the ink and the papers, you can do that
I gotta
here.
figure that out. Hold on.
I
Do
will.
I
I
need
guess
to
it is
get arrows?
if you'd like to stock up on arrows, yes, you would. That would be a good time.
Yes, please.
As we're walking, can I just pick up rocks for my throwing pebbles?
Sure. Yeah, that's
Okay.
easy. I'm never gonna worry about you having rocks.
Okay.
Gotta remember, is it 50 gold per spell level?
I think that sounds right.
Okay. So now I've gotta remember what these spell levels are. Hold on.
Can we find fun arrows around the place?
Ooh, fun arrows is in arrows that do extra shenanigans.
Yeah.
Man, Haley, you.
I have shenanigan arrows already, but I want to
Mhm.
add extra shenanigans.
Oh.
Arrows.
I love-
Okay.
This I've run literally 2 campaigns in this world, including this one. In both of them, someone has asked for fancy arrows, and so I'm so grateful for my wife having already made an entire selection of bomb arrows in my big homebrew documents. I just have to go and find them. However, to see if they are for sale here, give me a persuasion or investigation.
$21 investigation.
21 investigation. There are some. I'll be able to get you more information on what but basically they can't be fired past short range. They're just too front heavy.
Yep.
But they they're basically like, give me a history check. I want to see how
What
much
if
you know
I
about
read
these
in a
things.
picture book?
Yeah.
I got a natural 20.
Well, hey. I would
Well,
say
this little ranger's been reading up on fancy arrows.
I would say that indeed you've been reading up on fancy arrows. You have actually been reading up on fancy arrows by way of probably some of PaPa's own like notes on stuff. Man, not to make this just a giant slog of checks, but give me an insight check real quick, because this would be very interesting if you picked up on this.
13.
The dream spell, how much?
17.
What level?
That is 5th level.
5th level. Okay, so dream and Gias I can't do yet.
Yeah.
Cool.
What was that insight check?
Oh, 13. Insight. 17.
17. Okay. You know how every comic book argument about would these heroes beat these heroes or blah, 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 blah. Anytime Batman's involved, it's like, does he have prep time? Does he have prep time? You have found PaPa's prep time. In your stumblings, you have found like little bits of journals about PaPa's analysis of like well-known figures throughout the world that are like, if they needed to be dealt with, what are their strengths and weaknesses? And it's like,
I just go and read PaPa's journal every 2 to 3 weeks. I just make my way into their room, under their pillow, pick up their journal, get myself up to date on the news and up and comings.
I will say,
back.
it's not quite that weird. This is not like their personal journal of like
No, I
personal musings and reflections. This would be
Okay.
it would have been in their library with their stuff, and it was just like, it was not couched in that way. It was not like it was not a when I say journal, meaning like they wrote all of the words in it. There was not like another book that they then manuscripted up.
annotated.
It is entirely their invention, and it didn't have a title on it like PaPa's guide to killing all of the people that might foil me. It wasn't like that obvious, but as you're thinking about it, like, maybe that was what that was. Like it kind of was, but it was about, there was a particular
PaPa's burn book.
PaPa's burn book, yeah, kind of, that was discussing some particular archers that did utilize bomb arrows and use them to great effect. Theirs, you could tell just from like the difference between what you're seeing here and these, theirs must have been like custom ordered by someone that really knew what they were doing. They were like designed for that purpose. These are, but like it's more of like the regular shaft of an arrow. It's not counterweighted, and then it just goes to like a bit that is like a vial that can hold stuff. So it's not really protected from the environments. It could go off like accidentally. Like it's not the best. It's very clearly duplicating something that someone else has done better.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my Nepo baby powers later.
To find a better stock of these.
Better stock of arrows. Yeah.
But in broad terms, yes, the technology exists to like, if there is a potion or there are like grenades, there are vials that like you throw them and they explode and do things. So like alchemist's fire, there's all kinds of stuff like that. You can put those into arrows and fire them downrange and do stuff.
Perfect.
That exists in this world.
Exactly what Winnie wants to hear as she giggles with delight. And then she says, "You want me to test these arrows for you?" And I like pick one up, like sling it and like ready it.
No, don't test those. They've been tested previously. Don't.
Yes.
Yeah, put it down.
Could I have a discount on a bunch of plain arrows, thank you?
You can have plain arrows at the normal price. I feel... Make an intimidation check. This is not persuasion. This is...
I don't have... can I use something else for intimidation?
No, this is intimidation.
Can I use my haunted one? I had a 14 minus 2, 12.
What does haunted one say?
Quite the opposite. Usually that they're willing to help you.
Usually that they're willing to help you, yeah.
Yeah, nah, it's all good. Nah, that's all good. It does not work in this. It might. I literally read that and went, I could change my mind and say I was being nice, and then the thing under says, it says, I have a dark calling that puts me above the law. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm not.
Not being nice.
I'm not being nice here. Alright, no, that's fine. I get it. I'll pay regular price for arrows.
Oh, you roll decently. Hold on. This is just a dude. Like the DC's not hot.
This entire time Miirik is just like transcribing the scrolls. Not paying attention, doesn't care anymore. Here's your money, my love.
Yep.
Winnie needs guard dog energy.
You've got nerd energy right now. I finally got ink.
Venturing gear, ba-bow.
Oh. Pebble's staring at a sling, wondering if they can throw it harder than the sling, and if it would be worth it.
So you are able to get the 20 arrows for 9 silver rather than 1 gold. A silver has been knocked off for you just being scary.
And I say, for a tip, a silver. And I give him a gold.
Just looks baffled, utterly unaware. Thank you for your business.
I like, my body turns, but my head doesn't, and I keep eye contact with him as I leave.
I hate it here.
Just black eyes.
Mechanically, would it wouldn't be worth it to get a sling, right? That doesn't do much more for me than just throwing a dart.
Farther?
Yeah, what's the where's sling? Good thing I pulled this page up. Darts are, it's a small range increase, so darts are 20-60 and slings are 30-120.
Not usually that far away though.
The only difference I would say is that a sling, you're having to like get it out and use it, and because it's ammunition, you need 2 hands to like actually kind of like go about the loading and unloading process. Whereas you've got your meteor hammer out, you could just whoop blah, and just dart. You know, you have to really mess around with anything.
Or Pebble, as it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I won't even worry about it.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
We'll get you an auto sling at some point.
How many? Auto sling. How many?
Done.
You just gotta use Bluetooth for the bag of holding to the sling.
Yeah.
And it like just refills it automatically.
Right.
How much ink and paper did you get?
I got 50, 300, 400, 500 gold coins worth.
Yep. I said that there wasn't any limits, and then I was like, oh wait, I forgot they have like 6,000 gold. You
I didn't.
almost
We were
bought
at
them out.
3,000 gold,
Yeah,
but there was 6,000 silver in my brain. It was just like, that's gold. It's like, no, it's not.
gotcha. You have coins though,
So
but yeah, you've
we
basically
paid in
bought them
silver
out.
for those.
Yeah,
Yeah, got rid of all
Here,
the
have
silver.
Get rid of the
5,000
lower
silver.
coins. Yeah,
Please
get rid of
take
that
it.
crap. Yeah.
You've given us a bunch of when he took a bunch of silver when she took it, she's just using it all the little vending machine things.
Amazing.
Yeah, no,
But
she
yes.
absolutely went to buy them out and was just like, you have this? Perfect.
Yeah, they've kept up just enough that like their regulars aren't going to get pissed off about them too much, but you have definitely made their week.
I have so many spells I've been holding on to, and I just beat this.
At last, I'll be able to write them down.
Which
Amazing.
means she got Sleep, Disguise Self, Knock, and Web, because Sleep was in the big
Oh,
book
the big
that I
book,
could
yes.
transfer over
Yeah.
or use as a scroll. So
Do we want to go get the tattoos now?
let's go look at the tattoos. I don't think there was a person in town to get the tattoos from. Just people we
Oh.
could talk to
The
that might be able to point us to someone.
the
Okay.
only lead that you have is that the people that like have tattoos, wherever they're getting them,
There are a
there's-
bunch of mercenaries and pirates and stuff like that
Yes,
at this other location.
exactly.
We might need to find another location. Okay.
So for this one, you know that it's at the Giant's Wake, which is that's the other like tavern that you didn't go to.
The lesser tavern. Just so
I will say you enter and it is not lesser, it is just a very different vibe. It is like yes, it's cheaper to stay here. it's all that kind of stuff. But it is
This is where the common
absolutely-
people come.
It is a raucous environment in this place.
This is where I use my haunted one background and just like without a word, just like silently, like full body relaxed, all my arms is like with dark eyes walk in. I'm like, somebody help me.
Somebody help.
Somebody
Amazing.
help me.
I do
Causing
think this is
silence.
probably more Pebble's vibe, so she's excited to go in there.
There
Yeah.
is Pebble, give me an insight check.
Insight. Where'd you go? Yes.
Interesting.
16.
16. There is an awkwardness, because yes, Pebble, this is kind of like your vibe. It's not like high and mighty. It's very sort of like blue collar, but adventuring blue collar. And that's why I say that it's not lesser. There's still a lot of gold flowing through here. And it's just more put into like the sturdiness of the furniture. And like you can see like midday, someone is clearly cheating at cards. You fucker! And just a chair gets smashed over this guy's back. And as they like sort of tumble off into the near distance, the chair like self-assembles back into a singleton chair. This place has clearly been built to accommodate the rougher crowd. However, Pebble looking around, there is a not so subtle anti-giant kind of attitude to the place. It appears that the Giant's Wake is not like, oh, in the path of the giant. No, we are at the wake of the giant we just killed and we're fucking pissing on its grave. That's kind of the attitude that's happening here. You unfortunately are not from here and so have none of the history as to why this is this way, but that is the attitude that is happening. Give me, I say that, give me one more intelligence check.
Oh god.
But add proficiency.
See what happens.
You would be
Okay.
proficient in this kind of intelligence check.
So that's a +1, so 12.
12. There is something weird about like the giants that you're seeing in like some of these like carvings on the wall and like photos and tapestries and stuff. They're not giants that you're used to. Like they are either like really, really awful hill giants or something. Their heads are oversized. They almost look like humans,
Such a propaganda.
but like weird babies.
It's all caricatures.
Like they're either caricatures or if they actually looked like this, they were the most fucked up giants ever. Like they were just weird. There's something's weird going on here.
It's the weird, like, giant-headed little guy from Attack on Titan where he
I-
just can't move his body because the head's so big.
If you are not already there, they're the Attack on Titan Titans. These just like that like giant slack-jawed, huge head, naked baby body. That's what's happening here.
What?
I'm glad I got it then, because
Yep.
that's all that came in my brain.
Yep, it's Attack on Titan.
Yeah, Pebble is very uncomfortable, confused, like doesn't know what to do with this information or anything. I think she kind of like goes like closer to Miirik and kind of like hides behind her
Miirik
legs.
just
like,
wraps the thing around her
I-
like, no.
This is weird. This is a weird place.
Mixed in amongst all of that craziness, you do see at that same table where card shenaniganery was happening, you see a half-orc that is very heavily tattooed and actually has like a bandage on the top of his arm where it looks like he's had some fresh work done.
New tattoo. Okay.
Hi.
We're just going to
Hi.
push Narkissa towards him and be like, she has a question.
Hi. Where did you get those done? Sophia. She's, lives outside the wall. I'm out.
Are they magic?
Mine aren't. But she does that if you really
She does
want
that.
it.
Wonderful. Okay. Picks up Narkissa.
Where would we find her, them, they, he?
She's outside the wall. I can lead you there if you really need it. I actually need to get this checked up on.
That sounds good, thank you.
Is that what you would like, my love?
You don't need to right?
Narkissa is very much like, yes, yes.
Yes, thank you.
Pebble kind of peeks out. It's like you don't hate giants, right? You don't.
Me, personally, I don't particularly care. The town has a bad track record with them, hence.
Did they actually look like that?
Yeah, they were. Yeah. So I've been told.
Oh.
I wasn't here.
Oh. Okay.
How long ago
thank you.
was this?
2 decades. It was before night fell.
Ah, well. In any case.
You can see he kind of retreats when he says that a little bit. He gets a little bit nervous about that.
I don't know what that is. We have a vague inkling of what all of that shit is.
So you wanna go to Sophia's?
Yes,
Yeah.
if you would not mind.
Sure. Yeah. And he leads you through town.
Once he's trapped in a
Pebble-
conversation having to lead us somewhere, that's when I want to pounce and start talking to him.
Pebble also
Did-
relaxes when
Did
they leave.
Winnie pick up the information about the nightfall?
Like what it is?
No, him being nervous about talking about it?
Yeah, I'd say so. Passive
And
insight.
we already know. Winnie knows what it is, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can you remind Haley?
I will remind Haley and
We're reminding chat again.
reminding chat. Yeah, chat needs to remind
Yes.
her. I will say just generally world building note. Most of y'all would know about this.
Yeah.
The only one I could see not knowing like the causes and like more of the details would be Pebble, but Pebble would still know that this happened. About 20-ish years ago, previously the sun and the moon were basically the same thing in the sky. They were just windows into other planes. Then an eclipse happened. And before that, I say eclipse because that's what we call it. There was no such cosmological thing. The sun didn't block the moon. They weren't heavenly bodies. They couldn't do that. The sun was blotted out and it was only nighttime for several months. And this coincided with an attack by shadow dragons and several other people subservient to shadow dragons that were, in classic villainous fashion, trying to take over the world. In that event and the subsequent war was called Nightfall. Since then, someone clearly defeated whoever was doing that. The sun came back, but the moon didn't get fixed. Instead, there is now that weird undead bulbous thing in the sky that is a pale sphere that is far more of like a planetoid moon like we would be familiar with it.
Miirik knows about the whole fights and all of that stuff because I know we had that conversation about what she would know in that event. She doesn't know it's called the Nightfall.
Yes, that's fair.
There's some other term that we use. That's why she's just like, people keep bringing this up, but
Yeah.
okay.
So yeah, now the chat's back up to speed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, you're right. Talking about Nightfall.
Yeah, and then that was, yeah, it was a long time ago.
Longer than I've been alive.
Yeah, so see, people don't even care about it anymore, so.
No. So, would you tell me about it?
It was real weird and crazy and scary and lots of shit happened and then it ended. You know, and then you just
That told us a grand sum of nothing.
keep going. I mean, I was young. I was barely like 18 or something. I don't know.
It's old enough to
That's
remember.
an adult.
Whatever. This is Sophia's. And he like points ahead to a little, clearly a house. It's not a business. It's very obvious that like
Is it,
this would not be a place to
yeah.
like track down.
Without pressuring you to answer any more questions, not that you really did anyway, but is it just you that doesn't want to answer questions, or is it everyone that feels this way about Nightfall?
Give me a persuasion check.
15 minus 2, 13.
You don't know much about it, do you?
No, I don't. Just what I've read in my picture books.
I was on the wrong side of that war. That's why Sophia's helping me out. Lots of old Alliance stuff on my skin, and I'm getting that taken care of.
Can we take a closer look at it now that he's pointed it out?
You can. And yeah, give me a perception check.
17.
Most of it, if it was something on the wrong side of that war,
Mm-hmm.
has been very effectively covered up. But you are able to see, it would not be iconography that Miirik would probably be super familiar with. But there is this like, one very noticeable tattoo is kind of like peeking up out of his jerkin that is like almost like heart-shaped. And you can see that there's been a lot of like color work done to it. I used to be with the Empty Hearts, who were a bunch of shitheads that wanted to take over this place along with a bunch of other places, and they fell in league with the bad guys, whatever you want to call them.
I mean,
Who were the bad guys?
Oh,
It's the ones that came from the shadows, right?
the Endless Night, I think, is what they were called. I don't know.
Ooh.
Miirik, you would recognize that as like the
Yeah, that's
faction
what I
name.
was immediately swapping back because I was like, hold on, that's a name.
Yeah.
Will you remind me super quick
Mm-hmm.
what that name means? Because I know we have it written somewhere.
The Endless Night was, in broad strokes, the faction that was led by a shadow dragon called Sienna. Sienna.
That's the name. Sienna was the name that I recognized.
Yeah.
Miirik's just like, I recognize the tellings now. We were
Yeah.
a bit
Oscar-
concerned.
We got our asses kicked, and
Yes.
I didn't really want to be a part of it anymore, so it was a
Well-
good time to break bonds. But the few that are left are stubborn and didn't want to live out where they are anymore. But I didn't want people that I am living with thinking that I still was one.
that's good that you changed your mind.
It's easy to change your mind after you lost. Get it? Well, just Sophia! He just like knocks on the door behind.
I got him to open up.
Well, I'm just, as we're waiting, I'm just like, but it's not easy. I know that can't be easy. So good for you.
Yeah, thanks. Sure. And door opens. Thank God. And you see you see someone that you don't know quite how to place them. She has gray, coarse skin and almost like a charcoal tone to her hair, but there's like purple undertones to it. And she has a few tattoos of her own, but it's not copious, but the tattoos that are there have this dark iridescence to it, where as she moves around, it sort of like shimmers in shades of dark purple and like little silvers and stuff. Hey, Zed, and hey...
Miirik
Okay.
Silverwing.
I'm Pebble.
Winnie.
Narkissa.
And this is Narkissa.
Yes.
She kind of pushes her forward again.
Narkissa, and I was hoping that you had magical tattoos? And I am sorry if I'm playing up the ooh-woo element of Narkissa too much, but I feel like this
I love it.
is...
She's on her honeymoon. Let her
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Yeah, I do that. Zed, you know what to do. And he, like, goes in and, she, like, steps back and, like, offers you to come inside.
You go inside.
She asks what you are doing, and just for the sake of brevity, Narkissa explains that she was hoping to find a tattoo that would be able to let her see in the dark.
He also wants this tattoo. How much are the tattoos? How much for a tattoo?
Something like that would be 500 gold. That's costs of services and materials and all of that.
Well, glad Narkissa can see in the dark. Do you have any other fun tattoos?
I do. If you're in the market, I have some that if you don't want to wear armor, it'll help you a little bit in that way. I've got
How?
this.
How will it help?
It functions almost like armor. She does like a quick like up and down of all of you and spots Miirik's spellbook. Is like, do you do any of that spell shit that like gives you armor that isn't armor?
Yes.
It's like that, kinda.
How much armor does that give you?
Just a little bit.
We can look it up after if you want to.
Just a little bit. I believe it makes it 11 plus dex without wearing armor.
Yeah.
But if you wear, it's like an armor calculation. So if you wear armor, it doesn't give you. It's not like a
And more.
plus
Yeah,
one
you can't,
bonus.
yeah.
No, I didn't think that, but I was like, then I could get rid of this studded leather and just not worry about it.
Mm-hmm. By the way, did you want your fancy clothes to accommodate armor size? Wynvyre?
No.
Okay, cool.
He doesn't want to wear armor.
So there's that.
So here's the 500, and here's the 75 tip, and
Yeah, I'm sick of armor. This is the problem. It's like,
look, usually Miirik would be handling gemstones and just being like, in here, your pebbles.
My studded leather does more than what the tattoo would.
Yes, it's 12 plus. Yeah. Now I could maybe do the bigger stuff, but I don't have the reagents here. I don't really get access to the good inks. I mean,
What if I got you some good ink?
that could work. I've got my ink,
Not your good ink.
but you will I don't think you'll like it.
Why?
It doesn't exactly sit well in most people's skin.
I'm not most people and like show my skin.
That you aren't. That is certainly true. If anyone would like to give a history check on picking up what she's putting down, you absolutely can.
I don't think Pebble would.
19.
19?
23.
23! Pow!
Miirik's just all about the knowledge today. Give me the things.
I would say this actually only goes to Miirik. This is pretty obscure. You are now picking it out. So Sophia is a human. Her skin tone, and like now that you're up close, it almost looks like craggly, like scratchy and dry, like it literally is like charcoal and brittle. You are realizing that she is Ichthian. There is a city on the eastern side of the sea called Ichthus. It is known as the City of Salt. It and the surrounding cities at some point in the past suffered a cataclysm that made the water source nearby essentially what we would describe as radioactive. Their word for it is infected it with the Zresfale. And since then, the people that live specifically in Ichthus have slowly over generations built up an immunity to that, but at the cost that they are generally like weakened and more vulnerable to diseases and other things. But they are essentially immune to radiation and the other effects of the Zresfale. But when you get the sense that she's talking about the inks specific to her, it is most likely that those inks were made with heavy metals from Ichthus, which would be highly radioactive to anyone else putting them into their skin. So you could get a tattoo like that, your arm would probably fall off.
No, Winnie, cannot have this one.
But yeah, if you get better inks and bring them to me, I'll probably do the better stuff.
Okay.
Noted.
Meanwhile,
There's this, if you want it, and you can see that on the back of one of her hands is in iridescent, again, this sort of like claw sort of look, and she extends it out, and it like grabs a little needle and bit, like her kit, off of one of the shelves and brings it to her. You can do bigger stuff than that. I was just showing that it could move because it's cool.
It is cool.
I can also do temporary ones that are able to store smaller amounts of magic. Again, if I had better inks, I could do the bigger stuff. And then if you're a fan of writing, you don't like pens, I can make you inky.
Could you make me Wolverine?
Who is Wolverine?
I thought seeing as we have cheerleaders, I thought we might have come in. Wolverine was a shifter. Wolverine was a shifter who was able to have their claws extend from they came from their knuckles, but maybe I just want fingers.
You
Like
want
cat claws.
dagger sort of fingernail kind of thing?
She does not.
Why not?
Because one day you're going to forget and go to reach for one of us, and it's just gonna.
Fine. All right, that works.
Or you might accidentally cut off your mushrooms.
I don't cut them off now.
I will
Which
say
is why I said accidentally.
I've never
Okay.
inked anyone like you, and I have no idea how to interact with any of what you
Makes
got
sense.
going on. Just buyer's remorse warning for you.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
She just wants to be.
Winnie just goes and finds like a bunch of daggers and just starts like putting them in between her fingers. She's just gonna go sit in a corner while Narkissa gets her tattoo, and she's just gonna, and then like she's gonna cut herself, and she's gonna be like, "Damn it, Miirik was right." Like, Miirik was so right. I'm hurt now.
And you can see that
I have to use a spell slot on myself, and then Miirik doesn't know.
you can see that Zed has come in and just like sat down in a chair and like took off the bandage and has just been like waiting for Sophia to help apply like a salve to like help heal what he's got going on. Assuming that you pay up for the tattoo, she
Yeah,
gets to
we've
work.
paid. I've
Yep.
already minused it,
Yep.
plus the 75 going tip. Here you go.
Yes. So she gets to work and gets Narkissa a cool tattoo, which basically goes very, very slowly and actually like gets these like very small what Pebble would actually potentially recognize as like seashells, except they are like very soft and kept in this sort of like mucus to keep them like lubricated so that she could actually put them under Narkissa's eyelids, because the tattoo goes over the eye to make this like sort of like shadowy wing-tipped like permanent eye makeup around the eye. But she doesn't want the needle to go like through the eyelid into the eye, so she like puts these little like hard contact lenses onto Narkissa's eyes to do the tattoo work.
And this is old school tattooing. You
Yeah,
were
this
tap
is-
tap 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 tap. Just to give you that little bit of squidginess.
Mhm. She
Well,
does
lucky
have
We don't have 3 eyes anymore.
yeah, that would be
Would
extra
have
work.
cost us 3.
We all still have the slaughter
You are,
seconds.
I would say you all are recovering, and Winnie very much has like a moonstone still
Stuck in the
embedded.
center.
Yeah.
Can't forget about that. Mirik's is just claws.
Yes. And
Right.
she does.
through.
She does have the feather tip needle, which,
Yeah.
for better or worse, does make the over eyelid work a little bit faster, but it is still an effort. If y'all didn't want to hang out for the entire time, or if only a couple of y'all did, you could still do some more shopping. I would say there's maybe like one more visit in it before the day is
No,
to an end.
I'm done.
I know that Pebble, you wanted to potentially do something. Did I? Give me a quick investigation check.
My Danny's brain does not remember things.
That is okay. I remember
I
it
have
for
said.
you. I took
Thank
notes.
you. Ooh, that's a nat one.
No,
You don't remember, actually.
I don't
just straight up
actually
don't remember. Is anyone are Miirik and Winnie both hanging back at with Narkissa?
Yeah, there's no reason to move on. We've not got anything to do, so we just
We
wait.
go collect our clothes after
Okay.
this is done.
And then
It's
go
like,
get
I-
dinner.
And go
I
get dinner.
remember. Am I forgetting
Because we
something?
accidentally missed lunch.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna use my inspiration for this.
Hey!
Oh!
I gotta have that.
Always remember your inspirations.
Mhm.
That's a 14 on the die. What am I doing? Investigation.
Investigation.
Oh, that's a 12.
Fortunately, I have been rolling with y'all, not to set DCs, but like mine's the luck, and it just has to, between yours and mine, has to reach a number. Y'all have either been crushing it or I've been crushing it. So
Okay.
you can thank Rick Astley that you were
Nice.
able to track him down.
Gasly.
Pebble was wanting to.
He's never gonna give me up.
Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down.
He's never gonna let me down.
You were wanting to track down a way of augmenting your meteor hammer to give it a little extra juice.
That's right. That's right.
And
You know what? I thought about that earlier, but I couldn't remember if I actually told that to you.
Yes,
Okay.
you told me.
Okay.
And you are directed to Ordesk, who is a centaur smith, and you go to essentially what is like a home. It does look like a lot of the arms and armor production in this city isn't very like industrialized. It's not like mercantile. It's meant for just like freelance use. And you see a centaur just like banging away at a like attached forge to what is essentially like a home. Yeah, you get his attention. Can I help you?
Hi, I'm Pebble. Would you be able to upgrade a weapon?
Potentially. I don't like to use those techniques for... What were you wanting to upgrade?
This, and I'll put my meteor hammer, chain it all on the table. I've actually walking around at the weapons place. Nobody seems to have any of these.
No, they're not very common. I haven't seen many folks other than stone giants use these kinds of things.
Well, and then she just suddenly remembers the anti-giant sentiment. It's like,
I'm not a giant.
I'm definitely not a stone giant, if that's what you're implying.
You can either give me a insight check or a deception check. Because regardless of how true it may be in biology, Pebble is lying.
They're both +2, so let's try deception. It's a 9.
9. Well, here that puts me in a pickle, because I want to believe you, because you're smaller than I am. But I don't think you believe you.
Yes?
Are you a stone giant?
No?
See, there's that weird tell again.
Okay, yes. And I haven't hit my growth spurt yet, but everybody hates them, so it's kind of scary.
That's not true.
Oh.
Oh. Giant's Wake. You probably went there earlier.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, town has a weird past. These, like, mutant giants were attacking. Mindless, crazed. They weren't giants. They weren't the real thing.
Oh, so they really did look like that?
They were freaks. They were... I don't know what made them, but it wasn't by the ordning, that's for sure.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay. I learned a couple runes when I used to live in the Hall of the Giants. But I am supposed to not use them except for friends and kin of those who taught me. So, you could prove to me that you're of giant blood. I'll do it.
Okay. Is there we're outside, right?
You're sort of like half outside, half inside. It's like an outdoor forge. So there's a lot of open air to it, but there's like an
Okay.
indoor structure that he's sort of like standing underneath.
Okay, I'll back up so that I'm not gonna destroy anything. And I will use my key point to use my astral self with the giant arms.
And he's sort of just like very clearly impressed, but like unaffected, like stoic reaction. Well, all right. I have officially not seen weirder things. 300 gold for materials, services on me.
Can I say that I took my little baggie?
You could take, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not worried about that.
Okay.
And he begins inscribing a rune onto your little meteor hammer. So it is basically going to be a +1 meteor hammer.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Maintain the ordning. There's not that many people around to do that anymore.
Do I know what the ordning is?
You would. You don't even need to roll a check for this, because I don't want to risk a low intelligence modifier to think you would just know being brought up as a giant. The ordning is like every giant's sort of like biblical cosmological understanding of the world. It is a hierarchy of status under which all giants are arranged. So there's storm giants at the top, cloud giants underneath them, etc., 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 down to hill, and then down to like the lesser giant kin. It doesn't necessarily mean that every single storm giant is above every single other type of giant. It just means that in general, those are the levels of power and sort of rule that giants are allowed from those various bloodlines. And the ordning in general is this huge codex of laws and things that are set up to govern giant kind and to decide how wars are fought, how trade deals are done, so like a storm giant is in charge of all shit, you know, apples to apples. But as soon as underground, they are beneath the highest ranking stone giant, right? Because now they are in the halls of the stone giants and they should obey by those laws of the ordning. So the ordning is basically like any giant that is of giant stock and is doing the right things, it's what they believe in and follow. It also like ascribes godly power to the specific gods of the giant pantheon.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you too. Actually, speaking of, can you inscribe this into my meteor hammer too? And I'm gonna, if I can ask for some paper and a pen, I'm going to write the runes of my parents' names.
Yeah, that's easy enough to do. I can,
Thanks.
the striking rune is real simple. Yeah, there's room enough for all three.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
You're welcome. It won't take more than an hour.
Okay, I can hang around, or I'll just go look around. That's fine.
Entirely up to you. And you see he just quickly like gets a hammer, puts it into the forge, and starts. Ping, 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 ping.
I think Pebble watches a little bit, but mostly just kind of like not paces exactly, but he just kind of wanders around in circles.
And you can see there's not a lot of like finished work. It's not like this is a storefront where people come to buy. There's a lot of like partially completed work. So he's clearly has orders that he takes, builds them, and then gives them to whoever actually placed the order.
Okay.
Cool.
When he is done, I will remember what Miirik has been doing and give him 10 extra gold.
Perfect. Much appreciated.
Yeah, thank you.
Don't worry about the people in Giant's Wake. People are largely live and let live in this town. The history is what the history is. And unfortunately, most people don't know the difference, but they're not gonna be shitty to you.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome. Good luck out there.
Thanks. And I will hit back.
As you turn, you hear the hammer pinging away again. All right. Any other shopping? Any other things to do? Or are we all set?
Do you think that PaPa means I should buy a pair of shoes to wear? Cool. Never mind then. And then nope.
Wash your
Nothing
feet.
else.
Yes.
Okay.
We will
wash
scrub
my
them.
feet and I won't reapply my
After
safety
you
dirt.
can reapply your safety dirt.
You
I
all
will
pick.
find the most luxurious of mud to bathe your feet in.
Perfect.
Amazing.
I like grave dirt the best, if you could.
That's perfectly fine. We'll find this for you.
I love that
Thank
so
you.
much. You all You all pick up your various orders. Everything is completed. I did not get a chance to describe Narkissa's super fancy dress, but I'm actually going to post over in the Tales as Tales chat over on our Discord server, which you could join to hang out with us and talk about stuff. This is hers that she's getting from Ammond. It is this like all red. That's sort of like, imagine if Red Riding Hood was like going to a formal attire kind of event, and it has all of these like silver little embellishments and bells and whistles and bojangles and all this kind of stuff all over the place. It's very, very cool. You all meet up at the appointed time. PaPa is already there and waiting for you.
Okay.
The glamour is not in effect. You simply notice the oddly out of place cloaked individual hanging, loitering outside the ruby cushion. Is everyone ready?
Ready?
Have we gathered all our things from the hotel?
You have
Fixed
yeah,
the
you've
room,
already-
We've got okay.
The hotel staff were expecting a bit of a mess, given who was checking into that room, in all honesty.
It's been fixed.
Mostly.
Thank you for the bag, PaPa.
You're welcome. I'm glad it could be of use.
Very much.
And then with that,
Let's go! And I lift my hand. Superman pose. Because we have superheroes now.
apparently.
Yes, and if we don't, then Winnie has been writing comics.
I love how, cheerleaders exist, therefore all of it.
Everything does.
So good.
I mean, save the cheerleader, save the world. You know?
I was also thinking that was where the leap was. I love it. PaPa very quickly goes through what I think Miirik would very easily recognize as verbal and somatic components for a teleport spell. And whoop, all of you vanish and reappear.
Oh, good,
into
it
a-
worked this time.
Yes. Into
Yay.
PaPa knows this location really well. Very low chance of a mishap. You all arrive in a very cozy sitting room. There is a lit hearth and all manner of accoutrements sort of decorate this place to give it this like eclectic but cozy feel. You are
Winnie immediately flies over to the candy jar.
And there is candy ready available.
I grab some for everyone.
You are all given a very brief tour of sort of, it's odd. It leaves out of this room into basically like a circular hallway that kind of goes around and then wraps back into the sitting room. And each of you have rooms along the way. Winnie, you very much note that a room is skipped. Several doors are technically skipped, but a door that shouldn't have been skipped is skipped.
Mhm.
And you are this is Wynvyre's room, is like a new room has been designated.
Yay, thank you.
After some I'm gonna do a quick fast forward here, and then we can always catch up on all of the chittering and chatterings. After everyone's been settled in, Winnie,
Mhm.
Papa pulls you aside.
Mhm.
Wynvyre, I wanted to ask you something.
Yeah.
In the coming months, you are going to be confronted with information that will be confusing and choices that will be difficult. These will be choices I cannot make for you, nor can I protect you from them. Because at the same time, things will be set in motion that neither of us can fully control.
Okay.
I will need you as much as you need me. If you want that.
Always.
That is a level of responsibility you are prepared for.
Of course. Anything for you.
It is not just for me.
I know.
Grimma arrived earlier.
How did that go?
It hasn't gone yet.
Leaving them.
I wanted you to be present so that you could be in the know about these things.
All right.
If you want, you don't have to be.
It's not really my vibe, but if you want me there, I could be there. I mean, and I think to my wives and to who, if any of them would want to be a part of this conversation, and I don't even think anyone. Maybe Miirik, maybe Narkissa. Would Narkissa want to be a part of the conversation? I don't think so.
To be honest, Wynvyre, it is only you. I do not trust the other three as of yet
Okay.
with this kind of information.
All right, that makes sense. I will come with you to support you.
I offer this to you so that when things inevitably become confusing, you will be able to make your own decisions rather than relying on me to know what to do next.
Help me find my own answers.
If you want.
All right. I'm a big girl. I can do that.
Feel free to speak up if you feel the need, but also feel
Oh.
free just to listen. And they turn and open a door that you didn't think was there before. It's just behind them now.
Okay. And I'm like, this is normal. Papa's so fucking odd. And I just fly through the door, trusting them completely.
And you see, turning to greet you, the gray skin, long hair, white, of Grimma Bainsalt.
Rah!
There is a large round table with
Oh,
one...
right in front of me.
No, not right in front of you. He is seated at the table. There is a chair across from him. And then, sort of between the two on one side of the circle, is a chair for you.
Ooh.
And Papa closes the door. And we'll see what happens in that meeting. Thanks to our Patreon subscribers for deciding how that meeting will go. It will happen next time.
Ah!
Ah!
Exciting.
Yes, Wynvyre will be the only one privy to it in character, but I want you all to be able to enjoy it in terms of what the fuck be happening. Because
Yes.
I am very excited for some cool lore reveals.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm excited too. Thank you, everyone, for joining us, and have an absolutely wonderful day. Tune in just a few hours for some more chaos, specifically of the total party kind. You'll get to see Haley even more on your magnificent Monday.
Yeah, I'm gonna go have a nap. I'll be right back.
Until then, thank you for joining us. Thank you for watching. Be good to yourselves. Be good to
Save Haley.
Save Haley. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And as always, are you ready for more tales?
Always.
Bye, everybody. Stick around for a raid. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.